Warner Brothers is in trouble again with another one of their lead actors in a well-known, successful franchise. First, it was Gail Gadot, Wonder Woman. Now, it's Bonnie Aarons and the Nun franchise. And according to Variety, she is suing Warner Brothers for a breach of contract over merchandise revenue. According to the Hollywood Reporter, it states Warner Brothers Discovery has been accused of shortening Bonnie Aarons her share of merchandising revenue for playing the demon nun in the Conjuring universe. The complaint names Warner Brothers, New Line Cinema, and Scope Productions, which allegedly entered into an agreement with Aarons to play the nun in the franchise. She was paid $71,000 for her role in The Nun, which grossed over $365 million against a $22 million budget. According to the complaint, her contract included a $175,000 bonus tied to box office performance on top of a share of profits from merchandise exploiting her character. Instead of accounting and paying in a transparent fashion, Warner Brothers obscures and hides the true amount of Miss Aarons' rightful share of merchandising revenues, all while continuing to exploit her, states in the suit filed Tuesday in the Los Angeles Superior Court. The agreement states she's entitled to a pro rata share of 5% of 50% of the gross receipts from the licensing of merchandise rights. Aarons says Warner sent her written statement showing her share of revenue that she alleges was inconsistent with the extensive merchandise activities for her character. Asked to open its books, the studio sent her a spreadsheet that contained line items corresponding to only a fraction of the known licenses she claims. Now, let me just say this. I'm not shocked that this happened because this happens all the time. And what I mean by this is that studios will get a project or a franchise, sign contracts promising to pay the writer, the actress, whatever, this money and back pay and royalties and all this sort of thing. The franchise comes out, it becomes a big box office hit. And now when it's time for the studios to pay, that's when the shit starts. We didn't make no money, it hasn't been profitable, this and this and this, we lost money, yada, 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 yada. So like I said, this is nothing that's new. The next thing, this is tied to the Hollywood strike that's going on. And what I mean is that part of the reason why the actors and the writers are striking is because of AI. The actors were talking about how the studios want to use their image without paying them. And the same thing, want to use AI for the writers without paying them. So this is tied to this because here it is that you're using her image as far as merchandising and post-credit scenes and all this, and you don't want to pay her. Not only that, but you got the Nun 2 that they've been promoting that's about to come out as well. So now they get hit with this lawsuit. And I don't think that this is going to go to court. And the reason why I say this is not going to go to court is because, as I said, one, you got the sequel to The Nun that's coming out, and they want to make money off that. And Miss Aarons, I'm pretty sure she wants to get paid her money. But cases like this doesn't go to court. And the reason why it doesn't go to court is because going to court is mentally and financially draining. Because you got to look at it. It's so much money got to get spent on lawyers and court costs, and got to get all this paperwork and documentation and depositions, and all this stuff got to get done before you even get to the trial. And then when you have the trial, that trial can last anywhere from 6 weeks to 8 weeks to God knows when. And nobody wants to go through that. So what I think is going to happen, which always happens, is that both sides are going to meet and they're going to come to some type of settlement agreement. They're going to come to a settlement agreement, say, hey, you know what? Let's try to work this out. Let's come up with something that's fair for both sides. And let's keep this thing rolling. Because we got the Nun 2 coming out, and we want this to be a success like the first one. And we don't want to have Bonnie feeling like that she's not that she's being taken advantage of, and we don't appreciate the things that she's done, blah, 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 all that stuff. So they're going to come to a settlement. They're going to come to a settlement, keep it going. And that's the thing that Miss Aarons is saying. She's saying, like, hey, I don't want to file lawsuits and want to go to court, and I know you guys don't want to do this either. So just pay me what you owe me and let's keep it rolling. That's it. Just give me my money. Give me my bag. And Warner Brothers is like, oh, you know, we're sending you the spreadsheets because we haven't made any money, and, you know. So, as I said, I would not be shocked, and you guys don't be shocked when you hear later on that this situation got handled behind closed doors, and they're going to say that this was that a settlement was paid out. They're not going to give the details of the settlement, but just say, hey, this was taken care of. We're ready to move on for this because we got the Nun 2 coming out. We want to focus promotion on that. So that's what I think is going to happen, and that's my opinion. Now, I'm not saying that Warner Brothers is stealing from her. I'm not saying that because I don't want y'all to think, well, you saying they stealing from her. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that according to the lawsuit that she's filed, she's saying that they owe her money. So we just want to sit back and watch what's going to happen. But that's my opinion. You guys let me know how you feel about this. The actress who plays the nun in the Conjuring series is saying that, hey, Warner Brothers owe me money. They don't want to give me my bag. Warner Brothers saying that's not true. Do you guys feel that this situation is going to go to court, or do you think this is going to get settled behind closed doors? They're going to come to a settlement and keep this thing rolling. Let me know. And until then, stay tuned.